Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special Keaton Invitational Tournament seeding show. I'm Adam,
And I'm Bryan.
and we are pretty excited to bring this back. It's been what, Brian, like 30 years since we've done a seeding show.
It's been a
Um,
long time. A long time. Probably at least 10 years. Yeah.
and, I got to say, I'm pretty excited to jump in and start talking about the return of the bracket style Keaton Invitational Tournament. But first, I want to take everyone kind of back to the beginning of the Keaton Invitational Tournament. And the reason it's called the Keaton Invitational is after our friend and 10 count, former 10 count member, Kenny Keaton, who passed away in 2008. And in the following year, Bryan, Aaron, and myself, we sat down and we created this tournament. We gave it one last go at trying to get like a good bracket style or a good tournament going because we had a few tournaments beforehand. But when you start adding more and more people to it, it became difficult for us. And plus,
Yeah.
we had just, I think our first couple of tournaments were still when we were doing the 1 point system, right,
Yeah,
Brian?
we had a lot of ties. We ended up having triple
Yeah.
threats and maybe quadruple headers. And it
Yeah.
was
And
it was a mess. It was a mess.
it really was, but then, with trial and error and of course the I say brand new, it's not new anymore, but the point system, the new point system we had back then, it opened up a whole new world and, we've changed formats from going from a head-to-head bracket style to, past couple of years, it's been more of a NASCAR type format where it's like elimination rounds, top 12, top eight,
Yeah.
final six, all that kind of stuff. And this year we're bringing it back thanks to the head to head matchups, which Brian will talk about in a second. Um, but we couldn't be more excited, more ecstatic to bring back the bracket style and to the head to head is the fun part. The trash talking can begin.
Yeah.
The where you've got to be on at the pay per view. You get one shot. Past a couple of years, you've had a few pay per views. If you had a bad one, you could rebound. No more. You get one shot, one opportunity. You gonna
Yeah.
let it slip? So
See what
before
you
his knees get weak, I want to put it over to Brian. And Brian, let's talk about the 15th Keaton Invitational Tournament.
That is
Let's
crazy. I appreciate that, Marshall Mathers, by the way. But wow, man, the 15th Keaton Invitational Tournament. We have not done a bracket style Keaton
go.
Invitational Tournament. Since 2018 was the last time. I think it's been so many years that apparently there was a sound there going on. But
Yeah.
yeah, we have not done a bracket style since 2018. We've done the chase style like Adam was talking about since then, 2019 until present. And now, this year we obviously have the matchups. And yeah, what did we end up? Yeah, the matchup mayhem. Yeah, we end up having a long name there, but yeah, we end up having the matchups and 4 different pools and whatnot. And this is part of was this the storyline? Yeah, right.
Hmm.
Storyline. Yes, it's part of
Yes.
the storyline. And so yeah, we had 4 pools: WCW, WWF, ECW, and TNA. And basically, went head to head and got points, and whoever got the most points in their pool would win and get an automatic. Well, obviously, you automatically qualify for the Keaton Invitational Tournament and get a bye in the first round of the tournament. So yeah, let's start with our first. The 4 people that are going to be getting buys in the Keaton Invitational Tournament. Before we get to that, though, let's talk about a little rule that we like to call the Aaron Scott rule. Because you're probably wondering, well, if you get a bye, then the people that have the first round matchup, like if you get a bye, what happens? Do you get? Oh.
Sorry.
Apparently, someone has a question about that, so we'll
You
take
see, really already questions coming
the
in.
question in a second. But yeah. So anyway, as far as the buys, that threw us off there. Oh,
Whoop.
okay, yeah. Things happen when you're live. Things happen when you're live. But yeah, again, so talking about the Aaron Scott rule and about getting the buys, you may be wondering what happens if you get a buy and then you go into the second round. Well, after long discussion, probably, I don't know, Adam, a couple hours that we kind of went back and forth with this.
Yeah.
Aaron came up with the idea and said, well, what if we do this? If you get a bye, then obviously you're facing off somebody in the second round, not the first round. If you win the second round matchup, you get those points plus the points for the first round, which I think we're doing. I think is it 3 for the first round and 3, 4, 5, 6? Yeah. So essentially, if you get a bye and you win your second round matchup, you get 4 points plus the 3 for the bye. So you get 7 points for that. So yeah, Aaron, thank you for that. And you will always I always remember that as the Aaron Scott rule there for the bye. So anyway, who is getting the byes in the 15th annual Keaton Invitational Tournament? Let's go right now. Starting with WWF, the overall number one seed in this year's Keaton Invitational Tournament is Austin DeHart. Congratulations to you. Won all his matchups, got 8 matchup points, 154 overall points in the matchup mayhem, totally dominated. So he will be the number one seed in this tournament.
And I just want to, I'm sorry, I don't want to mean to interrupt you, but I am. Because I was looking at some stats yesterday, and I didn't do too much digging, but I did want to just point out that Austin and Raymond, so far, we've had 31 matches predicted that we've had to pick, right? They both have gotten 27 and 26 of those correct.
Wow.
Now, you're not too far behind, and Darlene and Alan aren't either. But I just wanted to highlight the dominance there. And,
27 and 31. Wow. And 26. Yeah. That is, wow. That is dominating. And it definitely shows with Austin, being the overall number one seed. But yeah, no, that's a pretty good stat there. Let's go to the number 2 seed of this Keaton Invitational Tournament, which is Aaron's mom, Darlene Scott from the ECW pool. She won 3 of her 4 matchups, got 137 overall points, so 17 behind Austin. So she is the number 2 seed in this tournament. Number 3, you're looking at him and you got 1 or 2 guesses here, and it's this man right here. No, not Dave. It's not Dave. Sorry, man. You still might have a chance.
I was actually hoping it was R.
Yeah, we'll see if Adam made the tournament here in a minute. So stay tuned to the selection show here. The 3rd seed overall is me from TNA. Got 133 points, just 4 behind Darlene, coming in at the number 3 seed, and then rounding out our top 4. Getting a bye, Andy Stone, who made his debut this season, 210 count, is come in with a bang, and he won the WCW pool with 128 points, and he won 3 of his 4 matchups as well. So he is rounding out the top 4 seeds, and he has the last bye there. So that is your 4 people that are getting a bye: Austin, Darlene, me, and Andy from 1st to 4th in this Keaton Invitational Tournament. So guys, we can sit back, we can chill this weekend, and see who we have to face. It's I'm assuming Survivor Series will be that'll be the next one that we'll find out who we face in the second round of the Keaton Invitational Tournament.
There's gonna be some bad blood.
Yes, definitely.
All right. Well, I guess Brian, did you want to keep it going?
Yeah, let's keep it going. So let's talk about our first matchup here. I didn't know, or do we want to put this on the screen after or now?
I think we'll do it after, because then we'll have everybody revealed.
That's true. Yeah, that way people can't see it. So yeah, we'll talk about the number 5 seed versus the number 12 seed. The winner will face Andy in the second round, and the 5 seed is Mr. Tim Jones. He 128 points, and he won 3 of his 4 matchups, and he comes in at the 5 seed, and he will be facing my PAH for life brother, Mr. Corey Saunders, sneaking in the tournament. He didn't do too well on the mayhem points, only 75, but he won 2 matchups, giving him the edge over everybody else that was below him. So Corey Saunders gets the 12 seed. These 2 will face off in the first round, and again, the winner will face Andy Stone at Survivor Series. So, Adam, if you want to go with the next matchup, and then we'll go down the list.
We'll do it. We'll do it. So let's move on. This matchup, 6th and 11th, will take on Bryan. And it's going to be, again, I mentioned him earlier. He's had a very strong season. Raymond is taking on the 11th seed, which is Josh. Raymond, again, 26 out of 31 matches predicted correctly. And he's going to. We're going to have to see if Alan, sorry, looking the wrong name. We want to see if Josh can have a great pay-per-view at Bad Blood and take him out.
It is Joshua. It is Joshua Allen McNeil, but yeah, his middle name.
That is true. That is true.
Be a good matchup.
But yeah, so that is our matchup and the winner's going to take on Bryan, which is probably going to be pretty easy out. So
yeah, we'll see about that.
So really, Josh and Raymond just got to get past each other, and then they're pretty much guaranteed to be in the Final Four.
Well, we'll see. Yeah.
Actually, that's not true, because I will give you your flowers. You had a very strong 26 out of 31 matches correct. Fantasy points, not as great.
Yeah,
not
what you would
terrible,
think,
not terrible.
What you would think. Yeah. I said, what you would think, I'm the, invented the fantasy points, but it goes to show you how hard those actually are. It doesn't matter if you come up with the questions or not.
That's a funny thing about, you can come up with, the questions, but the problem is you don't have the answers, so it doesn't matter.
No. And maybe some of it is I overthink it, but it's going to be interesting. Raymond, I tell you what, he had 145 points, and obviously that is the second overall point total. It's just that Austin was in his pool, so that pushed him back to the 6th spot, and because he actually lost 2 matchups as well. But that's going to be a tough matchup. So let's move on to the 7 versus 10 matchup here, where the winner will face Darlene Scott in the second round. We got Alan Hall, who got 144 points. He won 2 of his 4 matchups, taking on somebody that lost his first 2 matchups, won the second 2 to sneak in, and that is Mr. Adam Sean Davis right here, the 10 seed. He had to win the last 2, and he went and in, and he did just that. So he'll be facing Alan with in the first round. Winner will take on Darlene in the second round. So that's gonna be an interesting. Very interesting matchup there. Both those people have, they both won championships. I know Adam's won a couple. Alan, I think, has won a couple. We'll have to, work on our stat, but I think he has. So that's going to be a really good matchup. Really good matchup. So watch out, Darlene. Somebody's coming for you.
And let me just point out, too, Alan currently has the most fantasy points of anyone. And Darlene is right behind him. He has 27 points out of 59 total fantasy points we've offered this year. And then Darlene has 26. And those two are kind of at the top of the heap. Everyone else is lower 20s and less.
Yeah.
So I think you're right. I think we got some strong matchups. And that's, again, before we move on to the next matchups, that's the fun part about head-to-head. It's all about that one night. You either put up or you shut up.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited, with the fantasy points, and hopefully we'll be able to do Mania and Rumble again together with some people this year. We've kind of haven't been able to put that together this year, but there is nothing like, being there when stuff like this is decided, especially at Mania. And now we have this brought back where you can do a little trash talking. But let's move right along, Bryan. And I think now it's time to talk about our next matchup.
Final matchup.
Which is 8 and 9. And they will, of course, take on number 1 seed Austin. Talk about storied rivalries. Talk about what a fly on the wall when we get to see these two go head-to-head. They've been tag team partners. They've been friends for I don't know how long.
One of them brought the other one in, right?
One of them took the other one under their wing and watched him grow. I can't actually say that that's true, but Mike and Morris are going head to head at Bad Blood this Saturday. Mike is your 9 seed, and Morris is your 8th seed.
That's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it is. A couple of Baltimore boys looking to fight it out and see who can, fight another day, and then go against Austin, who's been on a hot streak. So, if anybody can take Austin, I think you got Mike and Morris, who are some, they can have some up and down seasons, but they are probably two of the, I think,
They both won championships, right? I'm
yeah,
pretty.
they're both
I know Morris
champions.
has. Yeah.
And you can never count them out in a situation, especially something like Bad Blood, or which we haven't talked about it a lot, but I feel like Bad Blood does have some unknowns with some of these matches that they've got, and that's
Yeah.
stuff like that is where it separates you. That's why we've had trouble with like Survivor Series and stuff in the past, where there wasn't a whole lot of intrigue, and a lot of the matches kind of felt like, eh. Lately wrestling's been on this hot streak to where, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you've had these variety of matches. And I feel like this weekend it's going to be one for the books.
Yeah, and every match means so much too, because like you said, there's not as many matches now. There's only 5 matches, so you get 1 or 2 wrong, and you could be screwed. So
Yeah.
every match means so much, and obviously every fantasy question. So it is going to be a wild matchup. I just thought in my head it's gonna be like a Baltimore bloodbath at Bad Blood between Mike and Morris, the 2 Baltimore Ravens, clashing this weekend with the winner facing Austin. Wow, that's going to be a matchup, man. That's going to be a matchup.
And you alluded to this earlier, but I wanted to break it down. So obviously, Bad Blood is our first round. Round 1 is worth 3 points.
Yep.
Round 2 is Survivor Series, which is when you'll have Austin versus the winner of Mike and Morris. You'll have Andy versus the winner of Tim and Corey, Darlene versus Alan or Adam, and then Bryan versus Raymond or Josh. And that'll be worth 4 points. And as Bryan mentioned, if the bye getter wins, then per the Aaron Scott rule, they also get 3 points from round 1 if they win. Then round 3 is the Rumble. And Bryan, where do we finish it off at?
The showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania, is the finale.
And that's where the winner will get 6 points, and very important points, because that can help decide a championship right there.
Yeah, and it has before. So
Yeah,
several times. So yeah, so it's definitely going to be a very interesting thing. And yeah, this tournament's it's always delivered. And I mean, there's a lot of points. You think about 3, 4, 5, 6. I mean, that's 18 points that you could get if you win. So, and that can go a long way, especially I think it's pretty close right now, up toward the top. So that can go a long way in winning, obviously, this and the 10 count championship season 21. Wow. That is insane, but yeah, that definitely can go a long way. So yeah, let's show the bracket, and then I want to do something a little fun here real quick.
All right. Before you do that, before we do something fun, and before I show the bracket, actually while I'm showing the bracket, I'll kind of chat about this. So coming up, we right now it's looking like we're going to keep up with the bracket style. And sorry, while I pull this up, it looks like we're going to keep up with the bracket style. And so next season, it may look a little bit different, because we may not necessarily use Bad Blood, but as you can see right here is our bracket. And of course, it'll be on the match card, and we'll have it on the website, so you'll be able to keep up with it. And you can also, what's that?
Oh, I just had a cough. Now go ahead.
Oh, okay. But you can also, you'll be able to go to our website. Stop sharing for a second. Actually, let me see if I can do this. But you'll be able. Sorry, let me. I'm all over the place. So first of all, next season when we do the Keaton Invitational Tournament, we're likely going to do the bracket again, but we'll likely do it at our typical big tentpole pay-per-views, which is SummerSlam, Survivor Series, Royal Rumble, and Mania. This year we did Bad Blood because we needed. It was a whole thing with the head-to-head matchups that we had for the in-year season tournament that we did. But yeah, so as I was saying, I want to share my screen with you one last time before Brian gets us all excited. Um, but you'll be able to go to our website. Um, hopefully, you guys can see that. Yeah. So what you'll be able to do is go over here to the tournament, and you can see we have a list of all of our previous brackets. And so you can kind of take a look at, Keaton, the first Keaton Invitational Tournament bracket, and you can go, all the way back and look at some of these brackets and kind of see who did what and when. So those are available for you to kind of take a look at, see the history, see what you're a part of, and see what we, hope to keep going for, years to come.
Yeah, that's really cool. Actually, I haven't even looked at a lot of those in years, man. So that'll be fun for me to do as well, and I'm sure for everybody else. But yeah, I think I've only won one time, but it'll still be fun to see who won and who faced who and all that. And yeah, and I think we had some stats on, like, I know at one point who faced who, and maybe we'll have some of that again as from the tournaments, and we can build upon that. For next season and the years to come. But yeah, we definitely look forward to having the bracket style back, and it's a lot of fun. And yeah, speaking of fun, let's do something fun right now, Dr. Davis. Since this is the first time we've had a bracket style since 2018, so why not pick a couple of these matchups, man? And yeah, let's first of all,
Okay.
which of the first round matchups is the most intriguing to you, of the first round matchups? And I'll tell you mine as well. And it can be you and Alan, but yeah, which one is the most intriguing to you out of the first round?
Well, I think there's several of them that I think are going to be fun, but I think I have to say Mike and Morris. I think there's so much history in that.
Yeah,
They've, like you said, they've been tag team partners in the tag team division. They've kind of obviously close friends. Mike brought Morris in. Um, I think it's hard to beat history. I think a lot of these could very well be toss ups, because all it takes, like you said earlier, is one bad match, or because some of
yeah,
these matches are worth some good points, and some fantasy questions like that could just be enough. A fantasy question, or maybe two, could be enough to put someone over. And so I think that's why I got to go with history here, and that's Mike and Morris.
okay, yeah, I like that. I like that. Yeah, and you're right. There's just so much on the line in a one and done situation. That's why the March Madness is always so fun. And
Yeah.
obviously NFL playoffs, because one good game or bad game, your team's moving on or going home. But yeah, I mean, there is a lot of history there. I'm intrigued by that. I think those two have done obviously a lot. They both won championships. They're both very competitive. We're in a fantasy football league. They're very competitive there, and kind of trash talk each other a little bit there as well. I'll tell you what, though, I'm going to go different. I'm going to go different here. I think the most intriguing matchup to me, honestly, is Allen versus you, Dr. Davis. I think that one's also a good one. You got both of y'all won championships and Keaton Invitational tournaments in the past. I'm really intrigued by that. I know, Allen's done really well fantasy. You're kind of starting to come up, won a couple matchups. I'm really intrigued to see who's going to win this one, and face Darlene at Survivor Series. So that's what I'm going to go with. But Morris and Mike is going to be really good as well.
I don't disagree. I think the funny thing, like, I think this season for me has been, there's been some up in the air seasons where I've been like, I'm not sure if I know what I'm doing. It's just this season, it just feels like there's just been those where I was so close. I second guess myself, or, I don't consider this piece of information, or just, even try to, like, just put all the noise out and just go, you know what, let's just pick something.
Yeah.
This season has been hard for me to get a read on things, and, like, not even like, I think last season I started coming on strong because I kind of started getting some fantasy points correct. So that kind of helped me. And matches were, I don't, because I think you said it earlier. You mentioned how you get kind of into it and you start overthinking things.
Yeah. We've all done that.
And I think last season I didn't do that. I quit doing that, so I had a stronger season. I didn't win because I think again it was, was it a Raymond? I believe it was his season. He won the championship and the Keaton Invitational Tournament, if I remember
Oh
correctly.
yeah, yeah.
He had a strong season, but I think he was back and forth there with him and Austin, if I'm not mistaken. Um, and so I don't know, man. I've we've talked about it off and on. It's been a while since I've been this excited about wrestling
Yeah.
and what it could mean, and just the, you know, not randomness of it, but just the potential.
Yeah, no, I agree, and I think I've told you this. I've told others this, man. I think this is the hottest wrestling has been since back, Attitude Era, post Attitude Era. I think this is definitely the best it's been. Even AEW is pretty good as
Mhm.
well. It's not maybe as good, but this is, I think, the best. Not even looking WWE, but just holistically. Even TNA is pretty good. I've heard. I don't watch it, but and even outside of that, I've heard it's pretty good as well. But yeah, I think this is the best wrestling man has been, especially WWE, in probably close to 20 years. So it's just a fun time and yeah, it's unpredictable and it's fun and exciting, and obviously, having this tournament and bracket style, it just makes it a little extra fun and more competitive and whatnot. So yeah, I'm very very excited about it. So yeah, let's do this. Let's not pick every matchup. Let's pick who we think will win the Keaton Invitational Tournament, the 15th annual. And do you have actually? I don't know. Do you have a list of real quick and putting you on the spot of the past winners of the tournament, or how many times that they've won? I'm just
Yeah,
curious.
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't. That'd be kind of cool to show. But yeah, we can think about that. Who is going to win the 15th annual? Y'all can think about it as well. Let us know who you think will win. And yeah.
So I'm pulling it up right now.
Yeah, this is tough, man. I mean, there's a lot of people that definitely could win this tournament.
Yeah, I agree. I think if
Well, yeah, while you're pulling that up, I'll give you my prediction, and you can give me yours. I kind of thought about it. My initial thought kind of was actually potentially Raymond, but then you'd said he won last year. He won the overall. It's tough to go back to back. It is tough. This person here has been hot. He has been on fire. I kind of hate to do it. I always like to pick upset specials. I think Austin is the person to beat right now, probably in the season, but in the Keaton Invitational Tournament, I'm going to roll with who is the hottest right now. I'm going to go with Austin D Hart winning. And this, I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know if he's won one or not in the past, but I'm rolling with D Hart in this one to win.
All right. Well, here's the thing. I have my pick, and I'm not saying this. I'm not saying I'm going to lose. Okay, I'm not saying I'm going to lose, but my pick is Allen. I think he's got the balance of he's gotten some great. He's gotten match points, but he's also gotten some fantasy points. Um,
Yeah, fantasy goes a long way. It really does.
and like again, with that said, he is currently 13 points behind Austin. Um, but this tournament changes it all, and this is, and I just, I feel like, especially as we start ramping it up towards the road to WrestleMania, I feel like things are going to get even more unpredictable. I think we're going to be in for some surprises, and I don't know. I feel like I love Austin, but I feel like Allen. If I had to put my money on someone, it's Allen right now.
Yeah, I mean, he's somebody I was looking at too. I do think the winner of you and Allen has a good chance to potentially, make some noise. I do think Raymond, yeah, and I know I would face him in the second round. I think that obviously could be a big matchup as well. But yeah, Allen definitely he's done a lot. So that's definitely a good pick there.
Yeah, so let me share my screen and we can kind of look through the quickly look through our tournament champions over the years.
Yeah, it'd be a fun thing to do. Go down memory lane here, since this is the 15th annual Keaton Invitational Tournament.
Okay, so these are season champions. So let me take us back. Just thinking about it. There it goes. All right, so you can look at. So Aaron has 4 tournament wins. Round 3, which was season 4. The Keaton Invitational 2, which was season 7, and Keaton Invitational 5, which was season 10. I myself also have 3. One Latino Heat, Keaton Invitational number 1, and Keaton Invitational number 11. Then you got Alan also has 3. Bryan, you've gotten 2, you liar.
I do have 2, yeah. Well, I have 1 Keaton Invitational, though. The other one was not Keaton Invitational.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Hold on but yeah.
And then Jacob has 1, which I guess we didn't name that one. Or maybe it was just one of the Keaton Invitationals.
Yeah, it would have been a Keaton Invitational.
Yeah. I don't think I named it.
Yeah.
I got to do the math.
6, 7.
Mike has won 2 Keaton Invitationals. Morris has won 1. Nick Brewer won. Would that be the 2009?
Oh, was that the inaugural? Well, the inaugural would have been in 2009, but it may have gone over to 2010. So maybe that was that the inaugural one.
Well, it says here that I won.
Okay.
Oh, did we do 2? Because he's also listed as season 6.
Yeah, updating stats is something we want to definitely work together and look at. So, but yeah, that is interesting.
Because we have season 6 there, 2009. We'll look at that. But Brooks won. I think he actually won our final bracket. Wasn't that what we just said? He won our final bracket.
Yeah, you did say, yeah. I think you did say that, yeah.
And then Tim Jones has a win. Austin, and of course, Raymond.
Yeah, Raymond won last year. So, yeah, quite a few, 3, 4. 12 people. 12 people have won, it looks like, or a tournament, and most, Keaton Invitational. So, yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, that's a lot of people. So, who's going to make history this year? Who's going to win the 15th annual? We will find out. And it kicks off at Bad Blood. So, yeah, that's pretty cool, though, going taking a trip down memory lane and seeing that. Obviously, you can see that online, but cool to take a look at that.
Yeah, it is. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching, for seeding with us, and good luck to everyone in the tournament. And we can't wait to start making our way towards WrestleMania and crowning not only the 10-count picks season champion, but also the Keaton Invitational Tournament champion for number 15 in season 20 of 10-count picks. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, we look forward to it. Thanks for joining us tonight for the seating show, and let's kick it off at Bad Blood. See you, everybody.